gets this whole, intense look on his face. And then the salamander opens its toothy mouth and says, "Kneel." Okay.
And I'm flying, so how?
Well, he said it's
You just pull your legs up a little bit.
Right, it says, "Show that you mean it, and let's go ahead and hit you with the mind control attack." Because literally, the bolt comes out of the thing and actually like wraps around you, and bolt of fiery faith just burns its way into you. So let's go ahead and you have an ego, of 12, if I'm not mistaken, right?
No, yes, ego of 11.
Okay. Aha. Well, good enough. It hits you nice and hard for 6, 7, 8. Effect.
Yeah.
Ooh, excellent. Oh, lots of 1s, but lots of 6s. They cancel each other out completely for 8 body of mind control.
Is it important that it controls me? Because how do I put it?
That's what he wants you to do, I guess.
He wants to control me, but that in order to, if I'm not resisting to kneel, would he still control me?
Well, actually, what's going to happen is that it doesn't matter. It does matter what you want, okay? Because the effects are graded. If you wouldn't mind doing it, which is what you just said, 8 points is enough to actually have you do it, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Because the way I reason around this is that this like posture to him has some kind of symbolic meaning, because like kneeling is something that will make me more, but it's in his mind.
Right. It's a little bit more than kneeling. He wants you to, to display your submission and humility in the face of Satan and or Jesus. He seems a little confused on that point, by the way.
As long as it's displaying, because I'm not trying to avoid this. I'm trying to I'm trying to do the stuff because but if he wants me to really mean.
Oh, the mind control can't make you mean things.
No.
Right.
So, okay. But if he wants me to do all these, like this charade of gestures and things, I'm totally doing that. It's
right. The mind control, you can look at the rules for mind control, because what you're doing is helping me a lot.
Yeah.
It means that you're going to be doing motions and things like that you don't even know.
Yeah.
Right. So strangely enough, you look like you are, giving up your heart to Jesus, right? And all the things. And he's loving every second of it. He's like,
What I'm actually doing.
That's what I'm talking about. Right.
Yeah. So what I'm actually doing is just like the Tao. What's the best way to survive? Mm-hmm. It's like just throwing yourself into the wild water and let the water move you. That's what I'm doing.
Right. So the effect is there's some very interesting points about this, which is that I guess we can follow up on the rules in a moment. So the next then is he has done this, and then Hausmannen, what shall you do? On 6?
Oh, I don't have a 6. I have a 2 and a 4.
No, you have a 2 and a 4 and a 6. You have a speed of 3.
Okay. Why didn't I note that last time?
I don't know that, but you have always gone on 6. I promise.
Okay. I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I'm gonna go after the lady.
But we have a connection now, and I want Hafsmannen to. I'm still in control of my brain. This is just something else happening. So I wouldn't want to have someone to feel that I'm lost in some way.
No. I don't. But I'm not really paying too much attention. What I did pay attention to, though, was the lady with the blades killed a bunch of people down there. And I'm pretty sure that they didn't deserve it. So she's going to get what she deserves. I have no idea what you're talking about, Jesus and stuff. That's
right. They're up there being.
There's a lot of crazy Christians out on the islands. I can tell you, so I know about this.
Okay,
I just don't care.
Right.
So do what you feel like you have to do, and I'm gonna go kick some ass.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or at least try, because I've spent most of my endurance getting through a fucking door. So let's see if I can try to compensate for that. I'm gonna run after her.
Are you getting big again, or are you staying where you're at the moment?
I'm tiny.
You're not actually
I guess
that
I'm
tiny. Right.
Well, I'm I don't know what I am. I'm a strange shape. I'm gonna go big again.
Okay. You're going to have to take a phase to recover, though. Remember the burnout?
Yes.
Right.
So that's basically what I'm doing then, I guess.
Right.
Does the recover? What does the recovery
This
do?
is not a true recovery. This is just an action to a true recovery would give you some points back, but this is not a true recovery. You're actually just taking a phase off to get your mind hooked back up to all the sea creatures, because you're far away and the right sea creatures are not here.
Yeah. No problem. So do I get to go big at the same time, or does that have to wait as well?
Right.
Okay.
So in the meantime, she is making it all the way to the ship. And so, that's you on 6, and I believe that you also have an action on 6 for the cosmonaut as well. Cosmonauts and Hellbender both have actions. So I'm taking a look at his situation and deciding what I want him to do.
What is he going? Is he? I have dexterity 12. Is he faster than me?
Actually, he is just a little bit. So he will. He will just start walking toward the ship. Oh yes, he'll kind of glance casually down at Hausmannen and Slice and say, Hausmannen, what is your dexterity?
12.
Okay, so it's 13 on 12 gives him a 12 or less. You will be, I am somewhat disappointed. His range modifier is enough to give him -1 on his attack, and he rolled a 12, which is what he needed, and so he fails. The grounds beneath you erupts in intense flame. As I mark his endurance, the ground beneath you erupts in intense flame. He has just missed you. And so basically the salamander opened its toothy mouth and this bolt of fire just like shot out of it, and it would have impacted you and knocked you silly, except that he missed. But you suddenly realize that you are the target of fiery artillery.
So what am I doing now? My main quick analysis of this person is not to be trusted, likes to kill people and stuff.
He's a wise ass. He is some sort of repulsive criminal of some kind that the CIA uses for things that they are too squeamish to do.
All right. But in his impression, I'm following him now.
Oh yeah, it's what you
So
offered. You're
yeah,
conforming with
so
his mental effects, which are probably very, very, very effective on, for example, teenagers.
Yeah.
And so,
I was hoping for some telepathy here because he
I know
seems not
I
to be.
have I've been paying
Really,
a lot of attention to what I consider to be the trigger for your telepathy,
yeah,
and you haven't done it this time.
he seems to be lost. So
Oh, I know. But the trigger for your telepathy, because it doesn't have to be a secret, is when you speak for yourself. When you are doing this for for your position and your when you make it clear, unlike the Carl Henrik that you think you are, when we see the Carl Henrik that you really are, that's when your telepathy kicks in. And you've been doing that a fair amount, actually. It's been kind of fun watching it happen.
But
there's a reason people like Ulrika respect you.
Right. But what I'm doing now, because he's moving also, right? He's moving towards something. I think I want to just follow him and switch on my awareness.
Okay. You can do that in the context of the mind control. You can do that. He didn't tell you not to.
No.
So
I'm just being dragged along, follow. So what does this mind control actually mean?
Well, it means that your movements that he ordered you to do, you will continue to do them. And this also has the advantage separate on it, which means he doesn't have to maintain it. The bolt that hit you has its own storage of endurance that it can use to keep the mind control at maximum.
Do I have to fight that to lower the endurance of that, or can I just wait it out?
Well, how am I going to put it? It will, unless it continues to be reinforced by endurance, then it drops in effect steadily. But the most important point is that there is no way to just ego blast your way out of it.
No.
Right? It's not. You can subvert it by doing things you weren't told. You can subvert it by doing things that by for example, hitting. Somebody who mind controls you and forgets to tell you not to hit them, right? You can be mind controlled and be hitting the person who mind controlled you, for example. But you will have to do what the command is as long as it matches the chart, right? So if he tells you to do something that you are normally or violently opposed to doing, he did not get that result. He did not get that high. So keep that in mind. He got high enough for you to do things that you're willing enough to do. You're not opposed to doing them at the moment. But that's only as strong as it is.
So on my 6 here, I'm doing the awareness.
Right. Good enough. Now that means that you know several things. You know that that first of all, that there is a mobilization of security people here. Most of the people fled or were evicted, but in this area there is a squad of people who are working with Berenson. and that they are organized and they are willing to defend him and defend this ship.
So there are people working with Banton.
They're
Yeah,
apparently,
and those,
yeah,
the Sog people that we saw killed were though they were working with him.
correct.
That to me seems a bit. How did that happen?
Well, he had a little bit of time, and he did have what's her name with him, right?
Yeah, the old lady from Skåne.
And he also has made it clear that he is here to take over this facility. Apparently, he has been somewhat convincing, at least to some of the staff.